definitely used our time to just keep going at it and going right back to work. We didn't really like take days off or anything like that. We just did what we always do.
I mean, it's twofold. We definitely, I think, made the best use of it. Good time to get healthy. I'm not a big fan of a bye week. I'm not a big fan of 40 game schedule. It's something that we have to roll with. I think the more that kids can get on the field, the better, both for creating momentum, but also, continuing to work on your craft. And, it's obviously a weird spring break thing too that coincided with it. So, it was a perfect storm to get better, but I'm not really all in on it. So we'll just roll with the punches.
The message has just been the same as always. Doesn't really matter who we're playing. We should play our game, and if we focus on ourselves and do everything the right way, then it doesn't matter who we'll play. I think so. I think we could compete with anyone. It's actually a lot different than you would think. You would think that, like one of us would be like, "Oh, I want to be the starter, so like I don't like you or whatever." But I think we do a really good job at helping each other out and pushing each other to get better. And it's really tough because it's not like it's especially for the catcher position because you go through so much like with the blocking and long games and stuff. So I think it works in our favor that we have two really good catchers.
How does that work?
Think it's kind of just what Coach Stambersky wants. I have caught every one of Brett Matthews' starts, but other than that, I think me and Stone have caught the rest of the starters like equally. So not one of us has caught one more than the other.
So we have been saying for the last couple of weeks that we're already in the playoffs. So everything that we do is that, So uh, we are trying to treat each game like it's an elimination game and then move on to the next one. So I think that's good practice for this group. Just because we haven't been there in a full year and some odd change, just because it was so long ago that you were at the back end of a season. So yeah, that's just been the message: is play like it's your last pitch, and it's a good thing that we've seen them before. It'll allow us to hopefully have a better idea of what we're trying to execute, and that's what we've been preparing for.
I'm glad to see that they've finally found the stride. And yes, it is a lot better not having to worry about balls going all over the place. And it helps me as a catcher get more calls because the umpire can trust that if there is something in the dirt, I'll block it. And the pitcher's not going to be sporadic throwing balls over my head or anything like that. So it helps the pitchers when they throw strikes because the umpire gives them more calls.
It was it was tough because you create some momentum, but then it doesn't carry over because here we are. So, and our group did a good job of owning that in the last couple of days. I actually asked them, "Do you feel the momentum of that series sweep?" And it was like, "No, I mean It's just was so long ago," which is a good thing because again, every day is every pitch, every game is independent of itself when you're in an eliminations setting, and that's what we want to do. So it was a good fond memory, but it really doesn't have anything to do with what we're about to do. So
Um, Offensively, I think everyone's doing a good job at staying within themselves and sticking to the team approach. And if that means moving a runner over, then we'll move a runner over and trust that the guy behind us will get a hit. So, yeah, I think everybody is doing a good job at being for the team.
they run a little bit more than most, but that'll just give our pitchers an opportunity to continue to do what they've done. I think pretty well. There's not a lot of stolen bases on us. Our catchers have done a really good job of catch and throw. They got away with one in the pod, we feel like, and we made some really timely mistakes. We know what those mistakes were, and we've since grown from those, both as a team, a coaching staff, and the execution uh, by our players. So I don't think it's anything that they do as much as what we'll continue to get better at, and no time like the present, because like you said, we're in an elimination format.
Weekend, in order to find some success, we need to throw a lot of strikes and play catch, and a lot of good things will happen. Even for the rest of the three series remaining, if we can throw strikes and play catch, I think we'll be in most games.